And immediately after he begins to tell them this, and immediately after he tries to encourage them that the things, the promise that you've been heard about, it's about to come. Just be careful. Just be patient. Just sit right still. I know what it's like where you're at. I heard when they said what they said about you. Yeah. I heard how they've been messing with you. I heard how when you put your skirt on and you're the only one in the school that's wearing your skirt, I hear how they talk about you. I understand that you are under great hostility. I know that in the environment that you're working in with all the rest of your peers, that they're not treating you the way you think you should be treated. But I need you to stay right there. I don't need you to move. I've put you in this particular place for a particular reason so that I can do something. But I can't do it if you move. I need you to stay still. I need you to be quiet. I need you to prepare yourself for the promise, because the promise is coming. You have already heard of it. In the 7th verse, he says, and as he said unto them, no, let me back up to the 6th. And when they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons which the Father hath put in his own power, but he is directing them right back to the place that he needs them to be at. Here the disciples, he's just told them that the promise is coming, and instead of them preparing themselves to receive the promise, to get what it is that God really desires for them to have, they begin to want to know, oh, you're going to put me back in the position that I need to be in. Huh? These Romans have been stepping on me. Wait, not the Romans, because we got some other Romans that we deal with today, like the ballers on a cone, like the gang members that club up together, the neighborhood gangs, the school gangs. Huh? I understand the persecution that you go through. I'm familiar with the things that they say. I used to be the one saying it. I used to be the one that told the individual that when he was working at Winn-Dixie that he was a buster, because he was making $5.45 an hour, and I was standing on the corner making $10, $15 every time the beeper went off.
My God.
I understand exactly what they say, because I used to be the one that was saying it. I used to be the one that walked up to the girl and tell her, look. I used to be the Roman. I used to be the one that walked up to the girl and told her, you look good today. You're very attractive. You're nice. Yeah. And we talk for a few minutes, and after we talk, in the period of the conversation, if you grin, the fellas say you in. And it's in the first few moments of the conversation that I can really tell exactly, well,
watch yourself, son. Watch yourself.
It was going to go. Right in the first few minutes. That's why it's real particular that in the midst of you dealing with whatever you're dealing with, that you stay in the posture that God has called you to stay in. Because if you move out of that posture, then the Roman is going to get you. And the only way that it's not going to get you is that if you hang right in the city that God has called you in, and you wait for your promise. It is very important that you receive the promise. I'm going to tell you how important it is. At the age of 17 years old, I was on my way to go kill somebody. And I bumped into somebody that I had not seen for a long time because I had went on a wayward journey. And God had called me when I was 13 years old. And as he called me at 13 years old, there were some avenues and ventures that I went down. I moved out of the city.
Left the city. Lord have mercy.
Yeah. And because I left the city, I went through some stuff, and I got into stuff, and as I was on my way to go commit a murder, I bumped into somebody. And it's funny how God would strategically put somebody in your path, knowing that you were going down the wrong path. And as I begin to walk, and I bump, they say, oh, how you doing today? Come here, give me a hug. Boy, I love you. Hell is hot. And you don't want to go there. And as I sat there and I just listened to this individual witness to me about the love of Christ and all that God had begun to do in their life and how they was Holy Ghost filled, tongue talking, and they had begun to witness to me, not necessarily about the love of God, but the fact that you know hell is real and you don't want to go there. Brought up in church, raised on the pews. I know what it's like. And I found myself somewhere I didn't want to be. And I found myself away from the city. And as I And as I'm sitting in this particular posture, and I'm listening unto them, and they tell me all that they have to tell me about Jesus, my heart gets pricked, and I tell them, I say, shh, come here, let me tell you something. And because there were so many people around, I moved them all the way over by themselves, and I told them, I said, look, I'm going to tell you, I know God sent you here. I said, I'm going to tell you how I know God sent you here. And I opened up my bag, and they seen that big old shiny gun in there. And I said, I was on my way to go kill somebody. I said, I know without a shadow of a doubt that God has brought you to this place to keep me from doing that which I was about to do. And as I had begun to just